Last year, I had this picture drawn by an excellent brother on Instagram. His name at this time escapes me, but he's a talented young brother. It's not to prove that I support black businesses, because I just do that by nature. But when I see a black people who is promoting a narrative just to make money, that burns me up because it's very misleading. It does not help our people whatsoever to get closer to economic power, thus fighting off and conquering racism, white supremacy, or as it should be called, the white agenda. Examples of those who are fighting for the white agenda is Tariq Nasheed, Phil from the Advice Show, Tommy Sotomayor. Now, I don't know these black men personally, but I do know they are promoting an agenda that is to further divide black people under the guise that they're helping black people. And that's hypocrisy. We need to get rid of people like them who promote hypocrisy just to make money. They're not serious about helping black people. Tariq Nasheed is married to a half-breed woman who is currently pregnant with their fifth child, and he's probably telling them that they're black children. He is the so-called leader of the FBA, which is trash and a hate group against black immigrants who come here. I was looking at a live stream that he did earlier tonight talking about FBA as a lineage. There is no evidence that FBA is a lineage, and it's very disrespectful to put a label FBA on our African American ancestors. Now, I have a question for you FBA followers. Why are you so scared to ask about the update of the museum that you donated money to over 7 months ago? You are entitled to know. He don't have the right to tell you that he's gonna take his time finding the right location. If he didn't have a location, y'all would have never donated the money to him in the first place. You know what really disturbed me when I listened to that live stream was that he promoted Phil from the Advice Show, who was also a hypocrite. He don't care about black people, even though he talks about black issues because it makes him money. He's married to a whole white wife with half-breed children as well. But of course, you know he's telling his children that they're black. His children are not black. Phil from the Advice Show built a whole channel off black people. He's been outed out for this. And of course, you know, he tries to defend that it shouldn't matter who you married to, as long as you're talking about black issues. You know, only treacherous and hypocrites say stuff like that. You cannot justify making money at the expense of your own people. And what also shows that you are a hypocrite, Phil from the Advice Show, is that you didn't marry a black woman and you're talking about black issues. You think your white wife gives a damn about the black issues that goes on with black people as long as you're bringing that money in? You know, I try to give you the benefit of the doubt because I used to listen to your show back in the day. I had no idea that you was a hypocrite and that you used black women calling them ratchet to get views on your videos. You're a humanist. You're not for black people. You need to start telling black people the truth because the video is out there exposing that you are an integrationalist and color shouldn't matter. You know, Tommy Sotomayor started his channel talking about black women, saying he was trying to help black women. Now, I used to watch Tommy Sotomayor too. I ain't gonna lie. And some of the stuff at that time I used to agree with him till I learned the true intentions that he had. You know, it's really sad when you making money under the guise of helping black people when you're only helping yourself to that bag and not giving a fuck about black people that you claim to care about. Them kind of black people need to be called out, not be called brother or sister. And I learned about who Vicky Dillard, the ex-convict, who takes 45 minutes just to get to a simple point. She's the true definition of a fuck girl. And she's a hypocrite. I have my suspicions about her, but it has been confirmed. I don't like hypocrites because they are very misleading. I left a nice hefty comment on Tariq's live stream tonight, and I told him what I thought about him. And I'm sure he don't give a fuck, because that's just how he is. He don't mean the black people no good. And you FBA followers, all he's doing is taking your money under the guise of donations. So that way he ain't got to be responsible for what happens to that money. When you going to wake up and realize that he's securing a bag for his family while not giving a fuck about yours? I know y'all think y'all have good intentions of helping black people here in America. But how can you help black people in America when you can't even unite among each other? And how is attacking black immigrants who come over here to helping black people here in America? You do realize that white women are benefiting most from affirmative action. You do realize the fake Jews is benefiting from the civil rights. All other ethnicities are benefiting from civil rights except for black people who fought and died for that. I want you to think very carefully of who you following and the information that you are letting into your brain. All I ask is do not disrespect our African American ancestors. Do not disrespect our African ancestors. I especially mean don't disrespect our African American ancestors because y'all like to put them as FBA, and they're not FBA. FBA, again, is not a lineage. It is not an ethnic group. And I have another question. How come is it that in all your FBA videos, y'all don't speak that language you claim called Tut? Why is that? Also, how would you combating white supremacy when at the same time you are begging white supremacy to protect you from the Nigerians who come over here? To me, that shows a sign of cowardice. You're not serious about gaining no power. Think very carefully who you following and the information that you receive. Because at the end, it can upgrade you or downgrade you. And Tariq, there's a special place in hell for black men like you. You really think black people here in America like myself and others that I follow are stupid and can't see through the lies and deception that you promote? You're no different than Yvette Carnell or Antonio Moore. You can't talk about Umar Johnson because at the very least he has a building even though it's in disarray right now. It's been 7 months and you have no building, but you had that $1.7 million, and you about to make an Aboriginal movie, which makes no sense. You've written a book that don't make any sense. How can you talk about racism, white supremacy when you got a white ex-cop as a mother-in-law living in your gated white community? You're not even among black people. You're not a community servant. You a con man. For once in your life, why don't you tell the truth about what you really do? And Phil from the Advice Show, stop talking about black issues when you're not even married to a black woman. You are very misleading. And because you talk about black issues doesn't make you any less a traitor. Because you are a traitor and you are a hypocrite. There's not much I can really say about Vicky Diller other than the fact that she's a convict. And it takes her 45 minutes to get to a point. And not to mention she's about to be in that Aboriginal movie along with Red Pill and Blue Pill. I tell you, calm people hang together. I'm telling you, FBA followers, do not support Tariq anymore, because all he's doing is using you. And when he's done with you, he's gonna throw you away like trash. He already don't like you, and anytime you question about the museum, he disrespects you. What kind of leader is that who disrespects his followers? I'd like to give a shout out to Guy Nollywood Jr., Forecast Radio, Brother Bakari, MG2, 12 Veils, Isis X, Queen I Know Who I Am, Black Passage, African Diaspora. Anybody I missed to support my channel, I'll give you a shout out too. I appreciate you. And that's where I'm going to end it. You can like, comment, and subscribe to the video.